Have you ever noticed how buying something expensive can feel strangely productive? Like you did something right. You didn't just spend money, you upgraded, you invested in yourself, you leveled up. And for a brief moment, your brain rewards you with confidence, relief, even pride. That feeling has a name. I call it luxury fever. It's the psychological illusion where your brain confuses spending with progress, where buying feels like earning. And once you understand how it works, you'll realize it's one of the biggest reasons people stay broke while looking successful. My name is Rick, and I spend way too much time studying money psychology, behavior, and the invisible forces that shape financial decisions. This video isn't about shaming luxury. It's about understanding why it's so seductive and why it quietly drains your future. Let's break it down. Luxury fever doesn't start with expensive cars or designer watches. It starts much earlier, with language. Notice how we talk about spending. We don't say, "I spent money." We say, "I invested in myself. I deserved it. This will pay off." Your brain loves those phrases because they frame consumption as growth. And neurologically, your brain can't always tell the difference. When you earn money, your brain releases dopamine. When you buy something luxurious, it releases dopamine too. Same chemical, different direction. That's the trap. Luxury purchases create a false signal of progress. Your brain registers status upgrade, identity reinforcement, emotional reward, even though financially, nothing was built. In fact, something was destroyed. But here's where it gets more dangerous. Luxury fever intensifies when you feel behind, when you're insecure, when your life feels stagnant, when your bank account doesn't match your expectations. Your brain looks for shortcuts to restore a sense of control and worth, and luxury is the fastest one. A nicer phone makes you feel competent, a better car makes you feel respected, a bigger apartment makes you feel like you're moving forward. For a moment, your internal story improves, but the external reality doesn't. This is why people often buy luxury right before financial stress. It's not confidence. It's compensation. Psychologists call this symbolic self-completion. When you feel incomplete in one area of life, you try to complete your identity with symbols. Luxury becomes a substitute for progress. Instead of building wealth, you buy the appearance of it, and the brain accepts the illusion. But illusions expire. The dopamine fades. The monthly payments remain. And now you're poorer than before, with more pressure to keep up the image. This creates a dangerous loop. Stress, spending, relief, regret, more stress. Luxury fever thrives in that cycle. And modern culture pours fuel on it. Social media doesn't show balance sheets. It shows outcomes. Cars, trips, aesthetic apartments, success without context. Your brain doesn't register debt, it registers comparison. And comparison activates the same survival circuits as physical threats. You don't think, "That person financed that." You think, "I'm falling behind." So you buy something, not because you want it, but because your nervous system wants relief. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Most luxury spending isn't about enjoyment, it's about identity regulation. It's how people stabilize their self-worth when their finances don't. That's why luxury feels urgent. That's why it feels emotional. That's why it feels justified. But here's the shift that changes everything. People who actually build wealth don't use money to feel successful. They use money to buy time, options, and leverage. They delay visible rewards for invisible ones. And because of that, they experience something rare: quiet confidence. No need to prove, no need to upgrade, no need to signal. Their spending doesn't give them dopamine, their position does. Let me give you a simple test. Before any luxury purchase, ask yourself one question. If no one ever saw this, would I still want it? If the answer is no, that purchase isn't for you. It's for your image. And images are expensive. Luxury isn't the enemy. Timing is. Buying luxury before financial stability trains your brain to associate consumption with achievement. And once that wiring is in place, saving feels boring, investing feels slow, discipline feels like deprivation. You don't quit because you can't afford to build wealth. You quit because your brain is addicted to shortcuts. But here's the good news. Once you see luxury fever for what it is, a neurological misfire, it loses its power. You stop asking, "Can I afford this?" and start asking, "Is this moving me forward or just making me feel better temporarily?" That single question can save you hundreds of thousands of dollars over a lifetime. Real wealth doesn't feel flashy. It feels stable, quiet, boring until it isn't. And the moment your investments start doing more work than your spending ever did, luxury fever breaks, because progress finally feels real.